Hi, I'm Eric Enge, CEO of Stone Temple Consulting, and with me today is...
I'm Brian Weiss, Senior Marketing Consultant, also at Stone Temple Consulting.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice to meet you.
I sit next door there. You should stop by sometime.
I'll do that.
Okay.
So, Brian, I've lost a lot of traffic from my website, and I'm panicking. What do I do?
Okay. Well, the first thing is to actually not panic.
Okay.
Because, you know, it looks right now like you may be losing traffic, but there's also some other potential explanations. So we want to make sure it's not a seasonal factor, that it's not sort of random fluctuation that's within your normal range, and that it's not an analytics problem either.
Okay, so how do I check these things?
Well, you know, the first thing to do is probably to look at year over year, so compare this time this year to the same time last year. See, is this a normal slope that happens at this time? Also consider whether there's any holidays or industry events or any other kind of external cause that could be influencing what you're seeing with the traffic. Another thing you can do is hopefully, you know, you do some keyword rank tracking, and so you can see, okay, my search traffic is down, or my ranking's down as well, and does everything kind of make sense? And then one other thing to do is make sure that you don't have an analytics issue. So there's a lot of things that can go funny with analytics, and we tend to have a lot of more confidence in analytics than sometimes we should. So it's helpful to have sometimes multiple analytics packages. So for instance, if you have Google Analytics or Site Catalyst, which use JavaScript tracking, it's also good to have a server-side analytics package. So you're collecting data in different ways, and then if the data looks the same in both sources, you can tell that, okay, it probably actually is a traffic drop.
So, okay, I've checked it, and it looks like I do have a real traffic drop of some side, of some sort. So, what do I do next?
So the next thing would be to isolate the source of it. So dig into your analytics, see what search engine it's coming from, and then you know, you can look in the news in Search Engine Land or SEO Roundtable. Barry Schwartz does a good job of going on different message boards and seeing what site owners are experiencing. There's also Rank Ranger, which shows kind of daily fluctuations in rankings, so you can see if there's a lot of volatility at a certain time. Another thing that's good to do is if you track keywords, to track them in groups. So you have your branded keywords, your non-branded keywords, your short tail, your long tail, and you can see, is there a particular group of keywords that fell? Normally when something changes in Google, it's not going to impact you across the board. It's because they're tweaking one kind of part of the algorithm, and so you'll see certain landing pages perhaps that fall with traffic, but it's good to drill in there and see where are the places that you're feeling it more.
Interesting. So how does it change if this actually happened a few months ago? It just didn't happen, you know, like last night, but you know, it's a few months back. Do you do anything a little different?
Well, in some ways it's much easier to evaluate that because you can see if it's held over time, for one thing, but also there's going to be more data to look at. So sometimes Google will announce algorithm changes, other times there's enough activity that occurs that it sort of becomes known within the industry that there was an algorithm change at that time. So Moz is one place that keeps a list of dates of different algorithm changes. Rank Ranger does also, and you can also just do a search, Google algorithm change on, you know, whatever the date that you're seeing the shift.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Brian. Appreciate your advice here today.
Thank you, Eric. I'm glad to be here.
Excellent.